Hey guys, I'm Katie from Periapsis Press, and in a minute, David will be joining me.
Probably more than a minute.
In a few minutes, David will be joining me. He's got something running on his computer, which is usually what we use to point at us. That's why this is labeled Rivendell Cam. So if you are just joining us, we did a couple of these already. We have done bags 1 through 6. We'll be opening bag number 7 of the Lego Rivendell, which, quick recap, is a lot of pieces. I can't find it on the box. I think it's giant. Not very maneuverable.
It's 6,167 pieces.
6,167 pieces. Yeah. And we just built this bottom piece last time with all of the statues. And today we will be building more details on that, it looks like. That same piece, and we'll be starting in on the second floor a bit more. So, oh gosh, almost tipped over my drink. I'll show you guys. Right now we have 2 characters minifigs. We have Frodo and Sam. Sorry, I don't think my camera focused on that. Still trying to focus on my face while you guys get the gist. And then this is the piece that we have built with 6 bags. We have this really nice sticker of the taking of the ring, the breaking of Narsil. And then interior here, this is the couch that Arwen lounges on in the movie. And there was a really nice bookcase build in there as well. And then, of course, these statues are minifigs as well, but I don't believe count towards that 15 number that was displayed. Because there's the entire fellowship plus some additional characters that are at the council. So pretty excited about that. We've got some more paintings too in the stickers. We'll see if we actually get to any of those today or if it's just building. David and I were talking about sort of on our first stream how much fun kind of big sets like this are, because you get a really nice mix of like large pieces and then small detail pieces. We're really looking forward to continuing to do this. It's kind of a fun thing that we enjoy doing together, kind of like a date. And we thought we would share with you guys some of that pleasure in building together. While we're waiting for David, sorry, I'm saying a lot. I thought it would be interesting to sort of talk a little bit about what makes me get so riled up about the disdain that conservative not necessarily just people like Matt Walsh, but like some other people too, smaller. It's not necessarily connected with size or an organization like Con Inc. or anything like that. And it's not all conservatives, right? But there's definitely a group that views art, particularly entertainment art, as not worthy of the attention of adults. And since we are building Legos, I feel like this is kind of a relevant topic. I feel very strongly that there is something worthwhile in stories and in participating in stories and enjoying them. And it goes beyond any function. For example, I tweeted a couple tweets about this today. There was a guy on Twitter who was talking about Moby Dick versus Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and how kids need to be prepared to do reading that is like reading legal documents and navigating sort of adult, boring, administrative type reading. I find that frustrating because it diminishes the vast pool we have of literature, of art, to making someone well-rounded or a functioning adult or something, where it's not taking into account the things that art does for a person in the sense of edifying and shaping worldview. It just reduces it to, can you read? Can you fill out paperwork? Can you write a paper, right? It's very gray and boring, and it's not acknowledging the fact that we as people need stories, and we need those stories to be something we partake in without necessarily creating anything or producing anything. We don't have to come out of it with some sort of tangible list of things that we accomplished, right? So one of the things that bothers David is when people object to adults playing video games. A lot of people will step in and say things like, well, I watch video games for inspiration because I am a video game designer or whatever. And it's like, well, that's fine, right? But you shouldn't have to have that kind of defense, because it's sort of giving into the giving into the underlying assumption, right, that the rest of you people who play video games shouldn't, right? You have to have some sort of bigger reason that is more real, right? Your job or like teaching your children or whatever. It's like, and that those are both fine and good, right? But there should be this understanding that art belongs in our lives and that we are edified by partaking in good art. And I mean, all the better if we can do it together, right? So that's kind of my generic defense of doing Legos and of video games and movies and TV and yes, books, because even though they're not the, like modern, like, oh, you could get addicted, right? they're still part of that same entertainment is not as important sort of sentiment. So especially sci-fi fantasy, which is what I indulge in. So would love to hear what you guys think about that. But that's sort of where I'm coming from here. David and I talked about this last week with Matt Walsh and some other conservative types who had talked a little bit on Twitter, sort of disparaging remarks about anime and video games and graphic novels and stuff like that. And we really feel pretty strongly that they're wrong. Hi to Timo. Thanks for showing up. Justin TR.
That's, you know who that is, right? That's Justin.
Oh!
He came a little bit last time.
Yeah, he said he can't stick around.
He can't stay.
Yeah. And William Jeffrey Rankin. Yeah, there's more to it than just utilitarianism. Yes.
Yeah.
And yes, Timo, that is exactly the kind of viewpoint that I am particularly objecting to today. That there has to be some sort of return, right, in order for it to be worthwhile. And obviously, if you write stories, you want there to be a return, right? Mm-hmm. But particularly from the reader's perspective, right, I shouldn't have to defend my reading with a return. I enjoy writing reviews, and I feel like that is something that I am producing out of my entertainment and making it contribute to something kind of greater. But you shouldn't have to do that in order to enjoy entertainment. That's how I feel. Hi to Christopher Menkhaus.
You want to send me the link?
Yes, sir. I was going to do that, and then that's what my computer was objecting to. Couldn't type anything. There you are. Send it over Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to add anything about like that Twitter conversation that we looked at or anything like that?
I think you said pretty much everything.
Okay.
We can talk about it more later as we think about it. It's just important to get at that, what is the unstated assumption.
Mm-hmm.
And for both this guy and somebody like Matt Walsh, there has to be some kind of other purpose to fiction, which, like you said, it's not like we believe fiction shouldn't have another purpose, but does it have to? Like for Matt Walsh, it has to teach kids something, right, for it to be worthwhile. Mm-hmm. Or it has to make money, Or for this guy, confusingly, it has to teach reading so you can read the stupid, boring stuff that you have to read in your day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Which is just kind of goofy to me. I don't get it.
I still don't remember how we.
Let's get some of this other stuff out of the way.
We are on page 96 of the first of 3 books. And I'm still talking to my camera, even though we're now over that way. Looks like archways.
Yeah, I would have had a lot more sympathy for that guy's argument on Twitter if he was saying that, you know, kids should have to read Moby Dick and hate it because there's some, you know, important cultural meaning to Moby Dick that it's important for them to understand. But he seemed to just be arguing that kids just have to read hard stuff.
Yeah, he was like focusing on literacy.
Yeah, which is weird because in our society, almost everything is dumbed down too, right? People always try to write stuff at a low grade level. I'm sure a lot of government stuff that people would be obligated to interact with, like, you know, different things are going to be written at a low level. I do kind of sympathize with his idea, though, that, you know, school isn't just about making kids have fun.
Sure.
That was kind of the other thing is I feel like, you know, the reason for some of that kind of stuff might be that some kids just aren't capable of doing more intense stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And because public school is kind of designed as a, you know, government subsidized babysitting, they have to sort of appeal to the lowest common denominator.
Do you want to build one of these? We have to do 3.
Sure.
Yeah,
Here, we should try to sort these a little bit first.
I have sympathy with some of his points, but mostly it was I feel that the focus on the utilitarian aspect, like Rankin was saying, that bothers me. It's bigger than that, to me anyway. I did some yard work and I got a blood blister, and now I have like this brown mark on my hand. So sorry, guys, if that's distracting. Christopher points out it's rewarding to see your children discover stories and the pleasure in them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
Yeah, I mean, teachers probably choose some of that stuff because they enjoy, and it makes them feel good to see kids, enjoying reading.
Yeah.
I hate to deny them that, I,
like, yeah, not everything is about enjoying it, but reading for pleasure is connected, linked with socioeconomic success.
oh, this just slipped down. You gotta
I tightened both.
you gotta tighten
What?
it. This.
Oh, that.
Yeah, you gotta tighten it.
I didn't realize that was
here. Aim it where you want it to be.
There-ish. I did
Oh,
not.
Okay.
There. How's that?
We've got this in there. Let's try to scoot this.
Okay.
A little bit.
I mean, it's not as big of a factor as having a father in the home, but like there is that. So it's not irrelevant. Again, I'm defaulting to their sort of functional arguments. But I'm just saying that the teaching.
Oh, I lost a piece on the floor.
Oh, it's right there.
So,
Instilling children with a love of reading for pleasure and not for some sort of functional. Oh, nice.
I'll turn this around here in just a second. We don't have room, but I'm attaching these arches to the building. That's really satisfying. You want to put the last one in, babe?
Sure. Here, I'll try and turn it so that people can see.
Good luck. These are attached with Technic, not pins, but the rod type connectors.
There. That looks very nice.
Patrick is being contrary in the chat. I'm not super familiar with Myst, Patrick. What is there something in Myst that has a name that's similar to Rivendell? I know there's books, living books, and some characters that are trying to do different things with the books. And just adding a little bit of pieces across here. Actually, I can't really. Just trying to see if I can turn it around somehow and show. Not really. Maybe like this. Yeah. Like that. That works.
Timo, I think that the reason that we don't hear more about how to market stories to boys is that there's sort of this assumption that boys are less interested in reading. That's why you get actually some of the stuff like Diary of a Wimpy Kid or Captain Underpants, right there, where they are so. I always saw them as condescending as a kid. The boys always loved them, so like they are definitely marketing. And again, within a certain age group, but I think that assumption extends again,
Okay, here we've got 2 of these
okay,
to build.
to that kind of how is this going to play out in the function of a man's lifestyle, right? The assumption that men don't really read.
What is that? Sorry, what does that have to do with boys reading though?
Well, I think that it's like this trajectory thing, right? It doesn't matter as much if boys don't read, you know. I'm saying that's their assumption, right?
I kind of get what you're saying, but I don't know. You seem to be saying that people are doing a lot of reasoning, like, oh, men don't do something, so boys don't need to do it, and I feel like that's not really true.
Okay.
There's a lot of things that our society sort of considers acceptable for boys to do, but not men.
That's true.
Right? I mean, I like video games is maybe one example of that. It's like, okay, it's an okay thing if you're a kid, but not if you're an adult. Or like the Matt Walsh cartoons and anime kind of thing. You know, that stuff is okay if you're a kid. And there's really not a problem because it's just a kid thing, but it's a little weird when you're an adult. There might be something to what you're saying. I just wanted to throw that counterpoint in.
Yeah, I'm not like, I guess I'm not really talking about people so much in general here. I'm talking more about people who write to market. Like there's this assumption that there's not going to continue to be that market, you know. Maybe not.
I still kind of don't know what you're talking about though.
Okay.
Because like if your market is boys and you think that there is a market for boys fiction, it doesn't really matter what those boys do when they grow up, as long as they're boys reading the fiction for boys when they're boys.
Okay.
Please don't turn the page.
I'm
Okay. You can go ahead now.
Okay. Patrick says that overcorrection was always cringe to see. There's a balance between sloth and breaking your soul at a job.
Yeah, that whenever I see Patrick, whenever I see that kind of you always need to be working as a man attitude on Twitter, I'd like to call it out and make fun of it in front of my followers because it's really dumb. One reason it's really dumb too, and I want to try to say this carefully without falling into the trap of justifying hobbies because they help you stay sane so you can do your job or something, because I don't think that is something that you have to do. But I mean, not everybody has a job where working quote unquote harder or longer accomplishes anything, right? I mean, maybe if you're self-employed or if you're kind of a side hustle type or something, then that's the case. But a lot of people's jobs are not like that. My job is not like that. It's something I'm really thankful for. It's and it really never has been. I mean, I want to like work more efficiently, but the most important thing in my jobs has been that I'm working on the right thing. Working longer hours or studying more on the side or other things is really kind of diminishing returns. And you know, the people who have these attitudes, right? It's all about money. So if your creative pursuits or enjoyment of creative pursuits or whatever made a ton of money, then they would be perfectly fine with them. So they don't really have an argument against hobbies. They just, you know, these are people who are sort of miserable. They've gotten into a miserable mode where they feel like they have to not have any fun with life, and they just want to drag other people into it. That's my take on it. And I mean, I think I've been there a little bit too, but when I've been there, I feel like I've recognized it, and I don't try to drag other people down with me. I don't want to make other people feel bad for clout. Yeah, the Timo says that attitude is very strong within my dad's side of my family. Your worth as a man is tied to how hard and how much time you spend working.
Mm.
I've seen that a little bit in my family too. Not so much at me, but with some of my relatives. But they also have had the kind of opposite, sort of opposite view too, right? If you work too much, like I had an uncle that he had basically had a factory job his whole life, probably made pretty good money at it, but he was always kind of also doing odd jobs for other people. Sometimes to help him out. I think sometimes he kind of volunteered to help people, but a lot of times for money too. And everybody hated him for all the time that he spent doing that too. It was like you know, that was a bridge too far.
If you don't spend enough time working, you're not a good provider or whatever. And
Yep.
if you spend too much time working, then you're not being a good leader, father, parent.
And of course, it's completely subjective.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's actually judging anybody on some objectively measurable thing like how much money are you actually making. It's all just about subjectively how much you're working.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that is the stupidest thing ever, because I feel like if you live in the real world, you know that a lot of things like how much money you make really has nothing to do with how hard you work or how much time you work, right? Some people are very fortunate to...
I just had a thought. Could we switch these two so that the book is kind of off and this
sure.
is more in?
Sure.
Would that make it difficult?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna probably ask to switch back though when it's passed back to me.
Okay. So we just added these two
pieces. I can scoot in, but I can't
right
be reaching across to put stuff on here like that.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So what I was saying was,
sorry.
You know, some people are very fortunate to have very, very easy or jobs that don't require strenuous work or long hours and make tons of money, and for other people it's the opposite. And that's just life. Life isn't fair. There was some tweet about that the other day. I think it was maybe Jesse Ventura was bitching about that, and it's like, well, I mean, that's how life is.
You want to do this one? I'll do that one.
Sure. Okay. I think the main difference with these is how the brick pieces are oriented. Mm-hmm. So make sure to watch that.
Okay.
Yeah. See they have the brick side out for both of them.
Okay.
That's the only difference.
Why this piece? If
What do
it's
you
just
mean?
going on the bottom here. You have that too. What is it that 3 stud? That rare, is that rare? Am I
No,
remembering that correctly?
it's so the reason for this is just because they probably have a bunch of these in the set already and they're using more.
Okay.
Right? You could use a normal 1x3 plate for this, but there's been a bunch of these, remember last time?
Yeah. So they just
It's just
put more on the line instead of.
yeah.
Got it.
Even though it's a different bag, it's a supply chain thing.
Okay.
As far as I know, that would be my guess.
Sorry.
Yeah, Timo and Patrick are kind of talking about that correlation between effort and results. And sometimes you can see it, sometimes you can't. It's really tricky. It's definitely the source of a lot of angst in my life. I feel like some of the times in my career when I was like working the hardest and felt the best about my work were times when I was maybe making the least amount of money. But eventually you get over it. And again, you just kind of realize, life's not fair like that. And you got to just be happy and try to find contentment in different situations in life. Do you see the other piece, babe?
Which one are you looking for?
That one.
Right here.
Okay. Do the best you can with what you have, but you don't always have to beat yourself up for not working hard enough or not living up to other people's expectations. Yeah. Sam Goyer's talking about hourly wages versus salaries. Yeah. Yeah, it's tricky. Did you do both of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can build stuff over here. I can't. I can't put it on. I guess you'll have to put it on.
I'm fine with moving it around too. I just want it to be visible.
Yeah, I can't see the instructions while I'm working with them way over here.
Okay. I think the bed is the one that Frodo stays in.
Yep, that's what it is.
Which presumably is not necessarily Elrond's bed.
Yeah, it's got this one has the it has that carved wood elf headboard. I don't know if you remember that from the movie.
I don't. I will have to pay more attention.
Yeah, this is the one where Frodo wakes up and then in slow motion he's like, Gandalf. Is it anybody seen that? There's a really funny video where somebody takes that scene and does like these cheesy voices over it, because in the movie there aren't any voices. It's muted with music playing.
It's. I think it's very muted, but I think he is like.
I don't think you just see them moving their mouths. I don't think because it's kind of in slow motion too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's been a while, I guess.
But it's really funny because he makes these goofy voices and the characters. It makes the characters look really silly. So we're building a little, I don't know what we're building here.
Turn this around though, since we're working on this sort of. Well, there's no way you can see it. If I put it there, maybe.
It doesn't always have to be in frame, babe.
I just want it.
I would like to be able to see this if you want me to be like this, I want to be able to see the screen so that I'm holding what I'm building towards the screen.
Okay.
We can move it back and forth. That I don't think that hurts anything. Okay, so this piece is going in here like this. Yeah, Timo knows what I'm talking about. Or maybe he was talking about Patrick's comment about Return of the King. Oh wait, is that yeah? Is the Frodo waking up in bed in Rivendell, and everybody coming in? That's in Return of the King.
The end, yeah.
Yeah, the ending one. There's also Frodo waking up in bed in Rivendell in Fellowship.
Yeah.
But the one I was thinking of with the video is the Return of the King one, because all the different characters are coming in the whole Fellowship. So what did you add here?
This piece here.
I have no idea what this is supposed to be.
Ooh, it's a desk.
This is... Oh, nice. Okay, so there's an interesting comment here in the instruction book. It says, not only is this a great location to write a book, but this desk also provides critical structural stability for the roof and tower that will be attached later. Interesting. Cool. So that it's probably... Oh yeah, I kind of see it because it's bridging these walls. It'll be kind of bridging the walls with the floor.
Additional support.
Here. And tying everything together is going to be important for structural support, I think.
Cool.
All right, so looks like this is kind of the same thing on the other side.
Mm. Can I put together the book?
Yep. You're going to put the sticker on?
It doesn't have a sticker.
It does. It has 2 stickers.
How could they do this to me?
There's a ton of stickers in the set.
They go do all of those printed book pieces for the Harry Potter sets, and they can't spring for a printed book piece now. I got the stickers.
It's more of a one-off set, right? That's why is the Harry Potter stuff they reuse across more sets.
I suppose that makes sense. Doggone it. I got it crooked. No, I can't get this.
Here.
I got it.
You got it.
I got it. I had it perfect, and then it moved.
Did you get the... Did you get the cover?
Yeah, I'm getting to it.
Yeah, it's a little book piece that says there and back again. I don't know if it'll focus. Crusader Saracen is here.
Hello.
Hey. Yeah, Crusader Saracen, if you want to get into Lego, so we've talked a lot about how these giant sets are fun, but most of the Lego I buy is sets that are a lot smaller.
Mm-hmm.
So especially if you're into vehicles, and that's kind of what I collect with Lego, usually is Star Wars ships, and then I have like some small Batman cars and stuff like that. There's a really sweet kind of sweet spot with sets that are around $30 or $40. And then if you can wait and catch them on sale or on clearance, they'll be a little cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
And those sets are really nice because you get a lot of building out of them, but you also have something that doesn't take up too much space. So it's not something that you have to find or need to find a lot of space to display.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Okay. Whew. I thought you were going to
Yeah,
switch
you
it
gotta.
upside down.
Whenever it's a non-symmetrical piece, you gotta make sure that you're putting the sticker on right side up.
The front of the book is just kind of got a generic elf swirl. It's also brown, not red. What are you going to do? Huh. Look at that.
It's just attached with a little clip in there. It's
not setting on anything.
Well, it's setting.
Well, it's like not you know what I mean.
Yeah, see, it has to be on a clip because if it wasn't, it wouldn't set.
Yeah.
Oh, just knocked over that railing.
Yeah, they don't go on sale during Black Friday anymore. Hardly at all.
If you want to get good clearance Lego stuff, a really good time is in the weeks after Christmas. That's when I've gotten a lot of stuff. It's this year was not as good for that as previous years have been. But in general, if you just keep your eye out, keep your eye open for different sales, you can find them.
Mm-hmm. Especially stuff that like Target or Walmart will end up overstocking a bit on.
Yeah, pretty much everything, any kind of licensed thing, unless it's in like really high demand, toys will eventually go on sale.
Mm-hmm.
So like whether it's action figures or here, you should get this out of the way, so people can see what you're building.
I'm sorry.
You're building right behind that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, they will usually eventually go on sale, with the exception of stuff that is in really high demand to the point where it can't be gotten even like at MSRP just because it sells out. Crusader Saracen is wishing for a friend that worked at a Lego store so he could get their 50% discount. That is true. Lego store employees do actually have a 50% discount.
Wow. I thought I was getting it good with my Hobby Lobby discount. I worked there.
And Christopher Mankus, or Mankhouse, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, says the kids have a lot of Lego, and he just got his first set, which is the Atari 2600. That is a really cool set. So normally I'm not too big of a fan of just like Lego built stuff, but that set is really cool because each of the cartridges has like special little builds inside of it, and then the console opens up and it's a retro kids like an 80s bedroom inside.
Ah,
And I think there's at least one minifigure in it. So it's kind of, it has kind of that toy-like aspect to it, which I really like in Lego.
there.
Sam Goyer says Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, and Nintendo themed Legos are always on demand now. Hard to get sales for those. I kind of disagree. Maybe it depends on where you are. So Lord of the Rings isn't really an active theme. There's the Brickheads and this set. But Harry Potter, you definitely can watch and find stuff on sale. I feel like you've gotten a lot of your Harry Potter stuff on sale.
Yeah, the modular stuff has been
The modular Hogwarts, you got a lot of it on sale. You just going on to the next page there?
Would you like to?
No, that's okay.
You were talking, and so I just kept going.
Is that how it works?
I don't know.
This bothers me a little bit. These sit in farther, and this one sits out. Oh, did we not get that in? And I think it's pushing in there, right?
As far as it will go. Is it not seated?
Yeah, that's what I was just trying to see.
Go farther down like that.
Yeah. It's hard to grab this because
Those guys
statues keep popping off.
They're attached by the back of their legs. So any pressure just takes them right out.
Just trying to figure out what is different about that one versus the other ones. Wait, where did the... Oh, there it is.
Did this set come with figures? There are 15 figures in this.
It has the whole entire fellowship and then some.
Yeah. So we have right now Sam and Frodo, and that's it. Plus the statues, which are...
Yeah.
But the whole fellowship, obviously Elrond, Arwen, Glowin is there.
Yep. So it's the whole fellowship, Arwen, Elrond, Glowin, and then maybe one or two other... Yeah, Bilbo, old Bilbo, and then one or two other like nameless elves.
I think so.
There's like an elf blacksmith.
Yeah.
So yeah, one of the really cool things about this set, William, is the figures that it comes with. So I was talking a little bit on the other stream. Here, we should get out the next bag.
Yeah.
So I kind of missed they made a Lord of the Rings wave around, it was around 2012 or 2013, in preparation for the Hobbit series.
There's some more pieces here.
Oh. Oh yeah, there's two of these, babe. Oh, did you wait? Oh, stuff on, let's see here. Oh, right here, yeah. Now there's extras here.
They're part of this too.
Oh yeah, okay.
Inset part there.
Here, you want to scoot that over?
Sir.
Yeah, so what I was saying was there was a Lord of the Rings wave that came out in about 2012, kind of as a precursor to The Hobbit, because they were going to make sets to go along with the release of the Hobbit, the Peter Jackson Hobbit movies, right? And then they would have a couple Lord of the Rings sets come out along with those. And I kind of missed them when they were in stores because I wasn't really collecting Lego at that time, or was like just getting back into it. But once I started kind of getting back into Lego more, I thought it would be nice to get some of those sets before they got really hard to find. And I happened to find on eBay somebody who was selling a bunch of them used, but in good condition. They had been they had been built and displayed, not really played with or anything. And it was basically all of the sets that you needed to get the whole entire Fellowship of the Ring. So, and it was like $150 or something. So it was a pretty good deal. So I got that. And one of the reasons that I thought it would be really cool to get this set is because I wanted to compare the original Fellowship with the updated version. They changed a few hair colors, and then they also have dual molded pieces now. They use a lot in sets, so the hobbits have dual molded legs for their bare feet, so that's actually 2 different colors of plastic. But I wanted to see, other than that, what other changes they've made, if any. So maybe we'll have to do a video about that, and I'll get all of my original Lord of the Rings minifigures out, and we'll compare, because they're really careful. They do really careful work with these. There's several people at Lego whose full-time job is just doing the graphic design for all of the printed parts, and usually they do a really nice job of capturing really nice details. I don't know if did you show the painting? I don't know.
I did at the very beginning.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people were around for that.
Yeah, there's these big stickers in this set that are the paintings that are in Rivendell of the different historical events from Lord of the Rings. So here's, there's the breaking of Narsil, and I think there's other ones like the fall of Numenor and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool generally how careful they do it. Sometimes Lego will make sort of frustrating goofs, but for the most part they do a really nice job.
I'm gonna do nice Bilbo face.
Yeah,
he's got like Albert Einstein hair here. There he is.
All right.
And he gets a walking stick. So that's the 3rd minifigure we've seen. Okay.
All right. So it's going to be a lot of 2-sided stuff here, probably, so we can work on it together.
Yeah. Should we? That works for me.
Yeah, I don't know how well people can see though. I think probably like this would be a little bit better.
Okay. Can you see all right?
Yep. Okay, now there's just one of those, so you can build that.
Okay.
So it looks like a chair. Okay, I'm gonna grab my phone.
So this is kind of interesting. The back of the chair pretty much goes together the same as the bottom, except that the the round piece is different.
Guilty Gearhead is stopping in just to say hi.
Hello.
He can't stay, but
Thank you for popping in.
yeah, we'll probably be on again, I'm guessing, another night this week. We got to
Yeah.
get cracking with this thing. Otherwise we're never going to get it done. We're like, we've done this. This is the third time now. And it's probably less. It's less than a quarter finished. So, you can catch us later for sure.
I always like little furniture builds because they find really interesting ways to use pieces like this arm that look really good. Move that over a bit. Yeah. Okay. All right. Start down here.
Did you just keep going again?
Oh, and I'm screwing it up too.
Can you let me
Yes, sir.
build some? All right. You just did the
I just did
the
the
chair.
chair.
Okay.
Yep, and I started doing the
Thank you.
railing.
You can why don't you build one and I'll build one?
Okay,
Or you build one and I'll build two.
sounds good.
But I would appreciate trading off. I was just checking Twitter to see if anybody else had commented on your status. I wasn't zoning out.
Okay.
I really want to work on this too.
Yes. You're gonna build the footstool?
Sure.
Bench?
It's a footstool. Bench, yeah. Okay.
You want to do this one too?
Nope, you can go for it. We've been doing every other page, right?
Okay.
I do this page, you do that page, or something like that, right?
I think so.
William Rankin said, "Now we just need a minus Morgul Lego set." I don't think they ever made that anything like that. They had a Helm's Deep one. So the ones I have are Gandalf Arrives. I have the set from The Hobbit, Riddles for the Ring. Weathertop, which is a really, really nice one. I like that one a lot. Really great example of how they can scale down something really big into a nice play scale set. And Mines of Moria and Shelob's Lair. I think that's it. Oh, and the what they call the wizard duel. It's Gandalf versus Saruman with a little bit of the Orthanc interior and a set from The Hobbit, which is the battle against the Witch King in the woods. Yeah, Weathertop it's like a really nice solid little set that has it has like the ruins on the top and kind of the suggestion of a hill and stairs that go up the hill to the ruins.
And a little cave with like a fire.
Yeah, it's like kind of a cave sort of inside it because there's like a trap door that you can drop people down in from the top of the hill. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but then there's a little hollow on the front of the hill that's where Merry and Pippin are making their breakfast at night when they're not supposed to. That one is cool because it came with I think Aragorn, Frodo, and two Black Riders with horses. So you can kind of set up a little version of the scene where Aragorn is like has the torch and he's defending Frodo from Black Riders. You don't get as many of them, but you can set something like that up.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it? I think for that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Oh, this is interesting. I'm assuming. Yeah, you want to do this one?
Sure.
So we're building here some kind of pillar that attaches to this side here on the outside. I think of all of those sets, Gandalf Arrives and Weathertop are probably my favorites. The Mines of Moria is cool, but it kind of doesn't really feel like one coherent piece because there's like 2 or 3 scenery pieces that kind of set there.
Yeah.
The big thing in that set is that they have a big cave troll. So that's kind of what a lot of the cost of that set went into, is this big chunky cave troll. So it is a nice nice play feature, but not a ton of fun as far as building something. You're gonna snap that off.
Well, it's
Here. I think you didn't line something up. Oh yeah, here.
What did I do?
So at some point, Wait, no. Oh yeah, you didn't put this on
What?
correctly.
Of
You're one
course.
stud off here. See? But
Never fails.
this is still hard to attach, right? So you gotta maybe line it up like this. There you go.
Thank you.
Yep. Right. Some plates here on top. Okay, now it looks like we're building some roof sections or yeah, roof edge sections. I was just gonna see if we were gonna build another of these, but it doesn't look like it. You want to do this page and then I'll do the next one?
Sounds good.
So I think these pieces are originally used as like hitches for vehicles because they have this plate that attaches to a hole that like a Technic style pin would go into. They're kind of using them as like rough edge detail.
I gained another follower, but I must have lost one again because I'm still at the same number.
Katie's very worried about getting to
I am
800
so
followers.
close. every cent mark. What would be the correct?
What are you talking about?
Every 100. I think it's fun. But my
Here, I'm trying to show
sorry.
the camera.
It just looked like it was.
Quit picking at it.
I'm not trying to pick at it. It was. There was the illusion that it was lifted up in the corner, but it was a shadow and not reality. And
Okay.
sorry for trying to fix something that wasn't a problem.
You wanna start on this one?
Sure. So I just did these four. Do you want to do this?
Yeah.
This is the last step for this.
Yeah,
bag.
sure. Thank you for asking.
I'm sorry, I've not been very attentive.
Oh, interesting. So this is the centerpiece that's remaining here in the tower. No. Okay, now we should look back because there's this plate missing.
All right. It wasn't in this build.
Usually this kind of plate wouldn't be left over. Oh, there.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So then this guy fits in here. Nice. That's a interesting use of these. So these little one by one, kind of like corner pieces are pretty new. So it's interesting to see. It appears that these will join together more or less perfectly without actually having any gaps.
Can we lift it up closer?
Yeah, in this kind of arrangement. So that's a neat use for them. It building curved stuff in Lego is kind of a challenge because you have like all these integer sizes and there's only so many ways that you can put stuff together and have it fit. All right, well, I think we should probably be done for tonight. We'll pick up step 9 soon, and look at this. So the first thing that we're going to be doing next time is sticking a bunch of 1x1 tiles on the roof for the little roof section that's on here. So that'll be fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
This is so cool.
And I think it will actually be kind of fun. So the interesting thing is they show how to do this. You put them on in the right positions, but basically you don't worry about getting them perfectly lined up, because then you can take a Lego plate and straighten them up. So
by putting it upside down, right?
Well, not upside down, by sideways.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you can see their
pictures.
They're a little bit twisted randomly here, but then you can straighten things up down the diagonals like that.
Yeah, there's a whole stud in between them of space.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
That's where the audio is coming from.
I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. So now that we have audio back,
sorry.
Yeah, you're not being dumb. Roland's lost.
I was
Katie ended the wrong video stream.
I was trying to make us bigger.
So make us bigger. So click at David and Katie room.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And then
solo
layout.
There we go.
See? Okay. Yeah, so we were thinking about going through the Matt Walsh response video. And I would still like to do that sometime because, and you know, it's sometimes you feel like not doing that because things have been done to death. But I feel like it's kind of evergreen. It'd be kind of an evergreen video because
Mm-hmm.
people make these same kinds of arguments, like that derpy guy who was talking about Moby Dick.
Yeah.
Was doing the same thing, and he was doing the same kind of thing where he had a bad take, he got dragged for it, then he quote unquote doubled down by exaggerating
Mm-hmm.
And making pretending to argue a ridiculous position when you know when his original position was bad
Mm-hmm.
too. And Matt Walsh kind of does that in the video.
Yeah.
And I think it's worth talking about. So we should probably, and the deaths would have been settled by then. So,
Yeah.
you know, might
Yeah.
seem a little bit more novel a week from now than it would have tonight. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Thank you guys
Yep.
so much for coming and for watching. We appreciate that there are other people who enjoy our hobbies.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
and yeah, you can follow us. I'm at Red Hedge Dragon on Twitter, and paraapsispress.com is my website where I do reviews of indie sci-fi and fantasy.
Mhm.
All right.
Catch
Have
you
a
guys
good one.
later. Yeah, I think you